It's been a while, but we are back. Hello, everybody. This is Dixie the Goat here, and this is signups for the NR2003 not All Star, sorry, for the 21st anniversary race. Yes, 1 year after the 20th anniversary race. And if you remember, Archibald Buttersworth got the win here, so and that race was so nice. We're gonna do it twice. But anyway, here are the cars available for the signups. We got the number 0 Net Zero Chevy, driven by Warborn last year, driven by Will Parrish. We got the number 1 Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet. The one last year was driven by Pete Park, and this was family driven by Martin Truex Jr. We got the number 2 Miller Lite, the Blue Deuce, famously driven by Rusty Wallace, and last year driven by Jensen Nominia. We got the number 4 Lucas Oil Chevrolet, well, the Morgan McClure car, but last year driven by Maximilian Chilton. We got the Kellogg Chevrolet number 5, famously driven by Terry Labonte, last year driven by Reggie Fogleman. We got the number 2, it's Pfizer this time, but still Viagra. The number 6 Pfizer Ford, last year driven by Tanner Partin. We got the number 7 Johnny Cat Oil Dry Dodge. We got the number 8 Budweiser, famously driven by Dale Earnhardt Jr., last year driven by Jacob Crago. We got the 9 Dodge Dealers Dodge, last year driven by Papa Lou, famously driven by Casey Kane. We got the 01 U.S. Army Chevrolet, famously driven by Joe Nemechek last year, driven by Ryan Rodriguez. We got the 02, the fancy car, new car here, Chevrolet. We got the 04, the 06, the 08, and the 09. Lots of new cars. We got 10 Valvoline. This time it's a Chevrolet. Famously driven by, I'm going to say Johnny Benson, but Scott Riggs drove this car. But last year it was driven by Mark Wilde. We got the 11. This time is a Chevrolet, famously driven by Danny Hamlin, but this is a J.J. Yelly car. And the 11 was driven by Chaddock Laneblaze, not Chautauq, as I got the name wrong there, my mistake. We got the 12. This time it's a Mobile 1 Dodge, but still has Old Tail on it. Famously driven by Ryan Newman. This last year was driven by Jonathan Garrison, not Alexander. My bad. We got the number 13 Dodge Arc the Hooker. Weird sponsor there. We got the 14 Ford. We got the number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, famously driven by Michael Waltrip. Last year driven by Agura Sato. We got the number 16 this year driven sponsored by National Guard, famously driven by Greg Biffle. Last year driven by Ben McDonald. We got the number 17 DeWalt Ford, famously driven by Matt Kenseth, who, as you may know, won the championship the year this game came out. Oh, and also last year driven by Kevin Barnes. We got the number 18 Interstate Battery Chevrolet, famously driven by Bobby Labonte. Last year driven by Max Outerbridge. We got the 19 Dodge Dealers Dodge, and also Mountain Dew. As you can see, the neon green colors, that's a new car. We got the number 20 Home Depot Chevrolet, famously driven by Tony Stewart. Last year, driven by Blaze Zebratar. I got it wrong there, but thanks to Mr. Trey Wright, it's Blaze Zebratar. I said Zebrator, but it's kind of the same spelling, but also not Blaze Alexander. RIP Blaze Alexander. We got the number 21 Motorcraft Ford, the number 22 Caterpillar Dodge, The number 24 DuPont Chevrolet, famously driven by Jeff Gordon. Last year driven by Bradley Reim. We got the number 27 Ditech.com. This actually was one of my favorite schemes growing up. Famously driven by Matt Kenseth. Last year driven by Miles Mashburn. We got the number 27 Timberwolf Chevrolet. New scheme, but same number and same manufacturer. And this was the winner last year, driven by Arichibald Buttersworth. We got the number 29 GM Goodrich, famously driven by Kevin Harvick last year, driven by Samet Ozkan. We got the number 30 AOL.com Chevrolet, famously driven. Well, actually, I have multiple drivers, but for Richard Childress. But last year, driven by Celious Wolf, who was the pole sitter. We got the 31 Singular Wireless Chevrolet, famously driven by Robbie Gordon. Last year, driven by Violet Jackson. We got the number 32. This year it's a Chevrolet, but 32 Chevrolet Tide, famously driven by Ricky Craven. This last year was driven by Luis Rodriguez. We got the number 33 Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet, the number 34 El Paso Dodge, the number 35 Gary Keller Motorsports Chevrolet, the number 36 Centrix Chevrolet, the number 7 Woodward Dodge, the number 38 M&M's Ford, famously driven by Elliott Sadler. Last year driven by Dylan Eibrahimian. We got the number 39 Target Dodge, the number 40 Coors Light, the Silver Bullet, famously driven by Sterling Marlin. The number 41 Target Dodge, famously driven by Casey Mears. Last year driven by Omar Tashtosh. The number 42 Availible Dodge, famously driven by Jamie McMurray. Last year driven by last year driven by Muhammad Zain. The number 43 Cheerios Dodge. Sorry, it actually says Ford there, but okay, I'll keep my mistake. But yeah, Cheerios Dodge, number 43, famously driven by John Andretti. Well, technically it's a 2004. Yeah, this is the 2004 car set, but anyway, famously driven by John Andretti. Last year, driven by Zachary Fitzwater. We got the number 45 Georgia Pacific Dodge, famously driven by Kyle Petty. Last year, driven by Allison Smith. We got the number 46 RacingMetal.com Dodge. The number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet, famously driven by Jimmy Johnson. Last year, driven by Guil Samaia. Again, another name I mispronounced, but thanks to Hanafuna, I got a confirmation. It is Guil Samaia. The number 49 Red Baron Dodge, famously driven by Ken Schrader. Last year, driven by Jaden Russell. The number 15 US Micro car, Dodge. The number 51 Universal Chevy. The number 52 Gibson Products Dodge. The number 59 DHL Dodge. Probably future Fitzwater car, maybe. The number 60 Haas Chevrolet. The number 61 McMillan Homes Chevrolet. The number 62 SWAT Fitness Club Chevrolet. The number 70 BAM Racing Dodge. The number 70 Fairfield Inn Ford. The number 75 Janney King Dodge. The number 77 Jasper Engines. The number 78 Norris Ford. The number 79 Amber Aller Chevrolet. The number 80 Odessa Impact Ford. The number 84 CarQuest Chevrolet, famously driven by Kurt Busch, well, before he took over Terry Blaney's ride. We got the famous Papyrus number 86 Chevrolet, and this year again, yes, as you see right there, my name's there, so I'm gonna be driving the 86 again. The number 88 UPS Ford, famously driven by Dale Jarrett. This last year driven by Hunter Kiro. The number 89 Racing with Jesus Dodge, famously driven by Morgan Shepherd. The number 90, another weird sponsor here, Boudreaux's Butt Pace, I think it was pronounced, I don't know, Ford. The number 91 Everham Motorsports Dodge, famously driven by Bill Elliott. The number 92 New People's Bank Ford. The number 93 Quality Plus Services Chevrolet. The number 97 Sharpie Ford, famously driven by Kurt Busch. Last year, driven by Justin Williams. The number 98 McDonald's Dodge, famously driven by Bill Elliott also. And finally, the number 99 Pennzoil Ford, famously driven by Jeff Burton. So that is all your cars here. 42 cars will take the field, and remember, be first or be there, be square. And also now quick announcement here. I am now verified on YouTube, so that means that you will get the full race, flag to flag, for the first time. This race will be now flag to flag. You'll see all. Well, this year now it's gonna be 40 something laps. I'll go check in a moment here, but yeah, for the first time you'll see the whole race flag to flag, and I won't be able to split into parts. Also, keep in mind also the 20th anniversary race will be on YouTube, the full race, so you can check that out before signing up here, or you can sign up here and check the full race there. Whatever. Anyway, also you'll see in the description below or to the right if you're on mobile that there will be also reserves for this race. As you see, and the reserves will be the top 5 from last year, which would be Archibald Buttersworth, me, Bradley Reim, Guil Samaia, and Violet Jackson. But as you see, I already put my name on the 86. That I'm actually gonna add the top 6. I'm actually gonna add the 6th place guy, and that would be Celious Wolf. So I'll take my name off there and put Celious Wolf there. And that will be reserved for the 21st anniversary race. Alright, and then anyway, remember, first come, first serve. 3 cars per user. We're gonna go out and go 3 cars per user. Hopefully there won't be a take 2, and well, if there's not a lot of drivers, I'll make a take 2, and anyway, I'll see you later. This is Dixie the Goat signing off.